as you noticed, como lo notaron en el video del día de hoy, vamos a estar hablando en inglés. De verdad aprecio demasiado que tenga una audiencia bilingüe y bueno, el día de hoy estoy aquí con Wendy. And yeah, so I'm gonna switch the language. Voy a cambiar el lenguaje. And yeah, welcome to this video. Welcome to this space.
Thank you.
This is just a prompt, but they also know if they've been here in this space for a while in this community. So this space is basically for us to talk, for us to share. And as you know, I'm all about embodiment. So this is a conversation just to really tap into with ourselves and just like have fun. So before we start, I noticed that we're not centered, so I'm gonna do that. There we go, beautiful. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
About myself, like in what context?
Let's do something. Let's do like a better question. That is a really basic question. I really want to know what moves your heart like today. What's present for you today that you say like, oh, I like this.
Yes. So most recently, I've been approaching kind of every day, waking up with the thought, what could I do today that's different or better than what I did yesterday? So it's kind of working on that continual self-improvement. But today, what's really motivating me, being in this space, this lovely area, Tallinn, around some just very beautiful souls, is the idea of controlling your own narrative. And that's what's really resonating with me right here.
Okay, so when you're talking about controlling your own narrative, in which context are you referring to?
Right, well, I find that sometimes as women, our light just kind of is dim. Like whether it's maybe in our career, it's in our relationship, it's being the mom with the kids, just sometimes we don't have the space to shine as much as we want to. And so I think controlling your narrative means it's like truly being your authentic self, and it's speaking your truth, and it's making sure that you are making the decisions that are true to yourself and are keeping you in alignment with what you want to do.
This is beautiful. Okay, so I wonder, like, how do you notice that you are in this alignment with yourself?
It's kind of a feeling of just being light. There's no heaviness in the center. There's a lot of energy in your chest. You can just feel like when you take it in and when you walk, it's like your chest is kind of pointing up towards like maybe where the ceiling and the wall meet in your room. You're just you're very tall and you're very present and you're just very full, and it's all here. It's not here.
Wow, I love that we're somaticizing this because we talk a lot about the importance of really dropping into the body and really understanding that our body is always sending us like the right signals for us to understand and understand what's going on for us and what resonates also in the outside world, because this is our channels to really be living here. So I love that you're putting it with this example, because as you were saying that, I was also like raising my chest and just being like, oh, this really makes me feel present and more comfortable. And I was just breathing as you were explaining this. Because when I feel tension, when something is kind of wrong, I notice that it's like a contraction right here. So I love that you're taking this into accountable. I find it really powerful. So in the moments where you feel contracted, like how did you start to notice this feeling? Like how did you know that this was off?
I think I just really start, like the more we pay attention to our own bodies, and intrinsically and extrinsically, inside and outside, you kind of, when you're experiencing something, you just take a moment, take a breath, and decide where in your body you're experiencing it. Maybe it's a decision. Maybe you're trying to decide to do X or to do Y. And you can just kind of take a deep breath and say, okay, try on this answer and kind of see where it's in your body. Is it down here or is it up here? And then maybe try on the next answer and find which one is where it feels good for you. So that's kind of how I do it. I just notice what I'm feeling in my body when I'm having a particular experience, whether it's lunch with the girls, it's, spending some time with my daughter, maybe sometimes it's just a little shopping for myself, sitting outside. When I have those thoughts come through me, I'm like, okay, where are they sitting? Are they sitting here? Are they sitting here?
And I love this because you, as well as I, like at least what I perceive is that you grew up with like sports and like movement. I grew up as a dancer, so my first language, I feel like it's within the body. It's the somatic language that we have, and I feel like that drops us into the feminine energy a lot, because I feel like, especially for women, there's a lot of women that live in their heads, and I know a lot of people that don't even notice the sensations that are going on through their bodies. So do you feel like this intelligence comes from like really tapping with your body? Like, how would you describe this?
I think, sometimes it might take an event to really get you to notice it. Like if we're not being our authentic selves and we're not being true to ourselves, maybe sometimes we don't even know what that truth is. Until something happens. Maybe it's a relationship issue, it's something to do with your health, where you have something that just kind of, and you're just like, okay, I gotta figure this out. Like it just completely takes your world and flips it upside down. And so I think that's the moment where you just, rather than running away from it, rather than turning to maybe something that's not gonna be as positive, like maybe it's drugs or destructive behavior, or maybe you're drinking too much, or you're just kind of curled up and just depressed, you don't want to get out of bed, that you take that moment to just breathe and just let those ideas come to you so you can sort them out and then figure out what your path forward is. But if we're constantly in this like a rat race, if we're constantly in our minds and we're I got to do all these things today, and I got to take care of the kids and the school and my job and my to-do list and my email and my social media, you don't have time to quiet that noise and kind of listen to what your soul really wants you to do.
Wow. No, and that's so important from time to time, because I notice at the times that I'm just like offline, it's also doing a disservice to me, and it's doing a disservice to others. Because the thing is that I feel like we sometimes as a collective feel the need to be doing stuff, to be in our heads, to be planning in order to be someone, in order to be of service. But I feel like it, like more than being of service, it's doing a disservice, because you're actually disconnecting from yourself. So that disponibility, is that a word?
Sure.
Disponibility. Yeah, so like, yeah, like the space that you're providing with others, it's not complete. It's not like I'm not truly here. But I feel like if we really want to navigate this life in our full essence and in real fullness, it is really important to drop in. Even if you're in a 9 to 5 job, like you're gonna just have like a better performance, and you're gonna feel better if you just take these moments, because it's not actually like, the more that I drop in, the more I realize that it doesn't take that much space.
It doesn't. If you're working 9 to 5, if you get a break and you can just be outside for 3 minutes and just breathe, then you can just relax, and you can let the things move where they need to move, and let your thoughts push you forward with what you need to do.
So it would be really interesting to try something out. Maybe you can guide us and me like in a quick practice that maybe we can take from our daily lives, and let's see how our energy changes.
Absolutely. So what I like to do, especially for those executives, you're busy all day long, you're going from one meeting to the next, and it's really hard because you're joining your next meeting while you're still thinking about the one you just had, right? So you can't fully be present and focused to the next topic and the people that are in front of you that require your attention. So I like to do a 5-5-5 breathing, but I kind of change it up so it's the practice is, I'll describe it and then we'll do a couple. So you inhale for 5, and then you hold for 5, and then you exhale, and you can exhale and do an audible, like really just do a But what you're doing is when you're inhaling, you're setting your intention for what you're about to step into, whether it's you're getting off work and you're being present with your kids, you're done speaking to your spouse and now you're focusing on dinner. Whatever that task is, you breathe into it. So you set your intention when you inhale, and then when you hold, you're taking a moment of gratitude. You're saying something that you're grateful for. Because the more gratitude that we can bring into our day, just that's the love energy that needs to surround us. It all comes from a place of gratitude and joy. So I like to take the 5-minute hold to say something I'm grateful for, whether it's an idea I had, it's what somebody said to me, maybe what I just accomplished, moment of gratitude. And then when you exhale, that audible, it's letting go of the past event that you just completed to help you be fully present to move into the moment.
This is brilliant. Okay, I'm so excited. I'm so excited about this because I'm all about also like when we have different tools, because I have heard about the 555, but I love that you're editing it because the tools that we get, like once we get it, they're ours, and we can
make them however we want.
Yep. Love this.
Yeah. Okay, so just kind of, if you can, ground your feet and just kind of take a moment and just feel your own heartbeat and notice your own breath for a moment. And then we will begin, and on the inhale, you're going to set your intention for the moment. So we're going to inhale for 5. Ready? We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. Moment of gratitude. Put it in your mind, something you're grateful for. And exhale. Leaving everything behind. Inhale again, center your attention. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Gratitude. 3, 4, 5. And exhale. And then now just kind of open your eyes and feel what's in your body right now. Are you here? Are you here? Are you here? Kind of, where are you?
Here. Wow, that shifted my energy completely with just 2 breaths. Wow.
Yeah. And I love the gratitude because we don't take enough time. You know, a lot of people do gratitude journals. Sometimes I get a little busy. I forget to do that. And it's just like I'm closing my day and I'm not thinking about it. But if I do that 5-5-5 breathing when I'm moving from one activity to another, especially one that's requiring me to park and put where I was so I can be present and focus forward, those 5 seconds of gratitude, it's amazing the things that come to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes,
You're welcome.
I feel fully like heart expanded.
I know you're here, right? Like I'm here. It's like I'm no longer here. I'm just
like
here.
and I feel like we also started the conversation kind of like laid
we
back.
were just
and
like
like a little bit like not breathing as much, and now I feel like very expansive.
Yeah.
I actually relate this to something that I heard on one of the talks. I will put the name of this beautiful woman right here and her Instagram because I forgot. I just don't have it in mind right now. But she basically was talking about how to drop in and like really be with like acting from your soul rather than acting from like the ego and the character that's just in a rush. And she was talking about how the more like thank yous you can give, the more you're connected with your soul, because the soul also knows that even when like stuff is not easy, or when something happens and it's like uncomfortable or something like that, it's also deserving of a thank you. Like it also deserves a thank you, because it is a pathway for you to even get like deeper within yourself, or it's just a pathway for you to get to the places that you really need to go. And when we acknowledge it and when we're just like, thank you for that medicine, I know that it hurts, but thank you for the medicine, right? So I love that. I love like bringing more gratitude and finding new ways to bring gratitude into my daily life.
Yeah, because what we forget sometimes is if we can't forgive, if we hang on to any anger that somebody said something bad to us, made us feel bad, maybe something happened to us, when we hang on to that, the only person that's suffering is you, right? The other person doesn't know what you're carrying. And so the more you can forgive and give that back, and the more you can bring gratitude, then it's like just the more peace and harmony that comes to your life. So yeah, I'm glad you like the gratitude.
Yeah, like I'm fully dropped in right now. This is gonna I'm gonna take it through my whole day.
Yeah.
And this is like it didn't take us like a minute.
No. just a couple 5-5-5s, and you'll realize that, okay, I have now, sometimes some of us work from home now, right? I have now walked away from my office, and I'm going to be present with my family as I'm cooking dinner, and I can 5-5-5 on my way into the kitchen and just let that go and then be here.
Yeah. And I'm curious, like, what really brings, I know that we had a similar question, but now that we're like really dropped in, like, what is something that really brings like just happiness and presence to your body?
For me, it's doing something in nature. I can even be sitting and looking outside a window and seeing nature, and that's kind of what, just like we are here. I mean, there's a building on the other side, but I see birds, I see clouds, I see blue skies, I see trees, and it's just kind of that reminder that there's so much more to this universe that's just ourselves. And that's kind of gives me the happiness. Now, if I can get out in it and walk, even put my feet in the grass, then that's even better. But it's just a window light and just nature. That's what puts happiness in me.
Oh, yummy. Yes, I feel that.
See, we have our plants here. It's the same thing. We're bringing it into our space. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Thank you for dropping us into
You're
our
welcome.
Hearts and into our bodies.
Thank you.
What is something that you would really love to communicate with all of this information? Maybe like that cherry and top of the cake.
Yeah, I think the one thing that I really like to communicate, and I kind of started with the message, right? But maybe it was a little difficult to unpack because, it's the controlling your narrative, meaning that with the gratitude, for example, so many different events happen to you, right? But they don't have to. They can really be happening from you. And so when something happens to you, you can decide to accept it, or you can decide to, you can decide to accept it and take on that pain or take on that fearful thought or whatever that is, or you can say, no, this is how I'm going to control my narrative, and with some gratitude, you can turn that around and say, thank you, but no, and then move yourself forward in the direction you want to go. And it's just beautiful. A little 5-5-5 with the gratitude can do that. Yeah, because we got to get out of our heads and we got to live in our hearts. So
I feel like I could take that gratitude, like that 5-5-5, and just do it like a reel or something for everyone to have it available. Yes, thank you for this space and for these conversations. How can they connect with you?
Well, they can connect with me through yourvitality.coach. It takes you to my website where I just have some communities, some talks, some webinars, a blog, a newsletter, just different ways that I can connect with the women out there who are looking to maybe find something that's missing in their life, whether it's health, whether it's wellness, whether it's fitness, mindset, all of that, just to growth and learn and enjoy each other.
Wow. Oh, beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to leave her stuff in the description and also here. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao, ciao. Wow.
I had no idea that's where that was going to go. So that's awesome.
You see?